Hello, my name is Lucas and I'll be talking about the abusive use of social media and its effects. Through the years, internet made the way we communicate to people a lot easier than we could possibly imagine. It has evolved in a certain way that messages that used to take days and even months by mail can make it across the world in a matter of seconds. It has changed people's life in so many different ways and applies to the way people have a conversation, the way they get information about a given subject, the way news goes across the globe, and much more. It has uncountable benefits to personal profiles and even more for business in the matter of reaching different publics and making communication from both much easier. Our society made us social creators. We need partnerships and bonds to succeed in different ways, and the strength and influence of our connection has great impact on our decision and life moments. While having connections shows its benefits, it is important for us to know that social media will never replace real world human connection. Only by a person to person and eye to eye contact we are able to trigger hormones that can relieve stress and make you have good sensations, feeling healthier. It is intriguing to think that a technology that is supposed to make the user feel closer to people can make the same feel lonely and isolated by using them in an excessive way. Social media platforms are designed to keep your attention, keep you online, and have you repeatedly checking your screen for updates. That's the way companies involved make their money. Social media use is able to create psychological cravings as well. When you receive favorable reactions to a post, it can trigger the release of dopamine in your brain. Same substance that follows winning on slot machines, taking a bite of chocolate, or even lighting up a cigarette. For example, the more you're rewarded with this chemical substance, the more time you want to spend on social media, even if it becomes harmful to other aspects of your life. The rise of social media has unfortunately meant an increase of social introvert people across the globe. The constant use and dependence on social media can lead these people unable to speak and communicate outside the virtual world. When talking about business using this tool, it has all things to go your business to the best level it could. On business, social media has changed the way most businesses operate and run on a daily basis of 91% of large corporate businesses having 2 or more different social media profiles, interaction and promoting products. Although we do have to take care about the signs that we can see that we are affecting and impacting our life and mental health with social media. Spending more time on social media than with real world friends. That's kind of obvious, but using social media has become a substitute for a lot of offline social interaction. Even when people are out with friends, they feel constant need to check social media, often driven by feelings that others may be having more fun than themselves. Being distracted at work or school is another sign. You feel pressured to post regular content about yourself, get comments or likes on your posts. You can also see that happening when you compare yourself to famous people across the internet. You kind of put yourself on low self-esteem, and that's definitely not good. Another sign is having no time for self-reflection. Every spare moment is filled by engaging with social media, leaving you little or no time for reflecting on who you are, what you think, or why you act the way that you do, the things that allow you to grow as a person. You can also see people engaging in risky behavior in order to gain likes, share, or positive reactions on social media. That is just desperate situation. Suffering from sleeping problems is also a sign. If you check your social media last thing before going to sleep, if the first thing you do in the morning is checking your social media, you gotta take care of that. Even when you wake up at night and check your cell phone, studies show that the bright of the cell phone screen, can disrupt your sleep, and that's really bad. Studies show that social media relations can actually do improvement on anxiety and depression problems. It can be good for you, but in abusive use, I think it goes just like the opposite. You can see worsening symptoms of anxiety or depression rather than helping to alleviate that and boost your mood. You feel more anxious, depressed, or lonely after using social media. Although given all those problems, in our current society it's pretty hard to live without social media. So you can see how to modify your social media use to improve your mental health. The first step would be reducing your time online. You should reduce your social media use to 30 minutes a day. For most of us, that means like not touching our phones, because if you have it, you use it, you know that. And it can result in a significant reduction in levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, sleeping problems, and fear of missing out, the FOMO. The same study concluded that just being more mindful of your social media use can have beneficial results on your mood and focus. The next step should be change of focus. Next time you log in your social media account, pause for a moment and clarify your motivation for doing so. If you're accessing social media account to find specific information, check a friend who's been ill, or share new photos of your kids or something like that, your experience will be very different than if you're logging in just because you're bored or just because you want to update, check if something's new. For me, the next step is the most important one. You gotta express gratitude. Once you wake up, once you're going to sleep, reflect about your life and see what you can do, what you can change on the habits you have to improve, to reach goals, and to be more effective on social media. Also, one that is very obviously, but not many people do that, you can spend more time offline with your friends. Just no phones, just you, friends, and conversation, real eye-to-eye conversation. Of course, I'm not asking you to quit social media or something like that. It will be very hard nowadays. Social media has changed society in multiple positive ways as well. And for no extra cost, as most of the biggest social media platforms are for free, we cannot think about anything that has changed the life of individuals and companies as much as this service. It is the most effective method of spreading news quickly across the globe, highly useful for gathering last-minute important information no matter the subject. Everyone that has a social media profile can be tracked and located. For the good, it can be used for solving problems and preventing crimes. So you can see that we can take out terrorists. To conclude our work, we can see that just like every other thing in the world, social media has its benefits and its problems. We had a lot of examples of both on this essay, followed by specific problems that you can identify yourself or not. The main intention is to get people to be alerted that addiction to social media is a real problem, and is more common than we can imagine. In severe cases, it can be only solved in a rehab clinic. The good thing about finding out about those problems and actually taking actions upon that is that you don't need to full quit your virtual life to be healthier. The only thing required is to recognize that it's a threat and has to be dealt like one. We all have to improve our mindsets while using this service, whether it being for personal or business use. That way, we can achieve to only get good part of this, since social media is here to stay and will constantly affect our society.